Hello again, Anna Schmidt here, house healer, spirit clearer and psychic development teacher. And today I'd like to talk with you about living in 5D, what that means and how you can be part of that. So 5D is simply a term used for living in a higher vibration. It's about awareness, it's about having more understanding. Because we live in a 3D reality. That is just the way it is. And there are people that live in the third dimensional type of thinking, the fourth and the fifth dimensional type of thinking. And it's up to you, whichever one you choose to be a part of. Now in 2022, because I'm a numerologist as well, I look at the vibration of the numbers in the year. So the number 2 is all about a higher vibration. It's about working with your intuition. It's about working together, more understanding, more emotional balance. So we're being given this chance to move into a higher vibration. Living in the fifth dimension is about having a daily routine. It's about living the lifestyle. So you can call it spirituality, psychic development, well-being, living in a high vibration. It all means the same thing. It's about making better choices about how you think, react, your actions, your thoughts, your words. It's about living a higher vibrational lifestyle. And it's absolutely perfect for your well-being, whether it be mentally, emotionally, spiritually, and physically. So I've been working on this for myself for such a long time now. And I find that I'm living in this 5D mentality of being non-reactive, thinking about how I respond to situations, not responding out of fear or hurt or pain or resentment, just thinking more clearly about my perspective and about the other person's perspective in certain situations. This is what the 5D thinking is all about. Management's just saying it also aligns us more with higher vibrational beings that are around us. When you're living in a higher vibrational state, which is eating a healthy diet, thinking about how you react and what you think about, looking at the sort of people that you have in your life. It's about clearing the negativity from your life in the best way that you can. None of us are perfect, and none of us are going to be able to do this 100% every day. But the thing about living in 5D is that you don't get caught up in the hype. You don't get caught up in the fear, all the what ifs. You have a higher sense of trust. For whatever your version of management, God, source, creator is, you trust that energy to be part of your life and to help guide you. And when you can do that, you're able to manifest what you need in your life much quicker. I used to sit probably for half an hour and go into a meditation to do my manifesting. I did that for so many years. Now I simply have to think about something that I really need in my life. And if management deems that you need it, then it will present itself. So now I simply just think about something and then I let it go. I don't get caught up in thinking about it all the time or sitting there trying really hard to manifest it. I simply put the thought out there. Whatever it is I need comes to me, and usually pretty quickly. So living in 5D it's much more relaxed. You're not, as I've said before, you don't get caught in the hype. Because in 2022, as we know, over the last 2 years, we've gone through huge changes in the world. There's massive amounts of trauma, massive amounts of fear, paranoia, resentment, judgment. Acceptance and love and respect has kind of got left behind. It really has. The lower vibrational emotions have taken over. Now is the time to start thinking about how you react, because how you react affects the world around you and lifts you into a 5-dimensional state of being. Now, when you're in this five-dimensional state, you're going to find, and now I'm laughing because I've gone through this, your diet is going to change, whether you want it to or not. For me personally, I've had to give up bread, grains, pretty much doing the keto type lifestyle with, lots of veggies, low carb, but it's actually made my body happier. It's affected my mental health and my emotional health in a really positive way, looking at what I put into this body. They're just saying, I'm rolling my eyes because your body is a temple, as people say all the time. It is what our soul lives in. Our soul can function to a higher level and help us evolve quicker and more openly if we are looking after the vessel and the temple that we live in. It's as simple as that. So yes, you might love certain types of chocolate bars, or you really love sourdough bread. I'll put my hand up for both of those things, but you can find alternatives that are just as tasty and actually better for you. And when you find that you're living in a high vibrational state, in this 5D state, you are just happier all the time. Like I will wake up sometimes and I will feel grumpy, I'll feel agitated, but I don't stay in that. It kind of comes and I go, oh, okay, so I acknowledge it and I might see what it's about. I might be shown a vision, or I go, oh yeah, that's about that situation the other day. Okay, and then it just leaves. It literally just wafts out of my field. And I find that when I go out into the world, I leave my safe little haven that I'm sitting in now. When I go out into the world, it's when you live in a 5D mentality, you're actually walking through the chaos that everybody else is around. It's like this amazing movie I watched many years ago where I can't think what it was called, but there was a pie fight. And there was a man dressed in white, I think it was Tony Curtis, and he walked through this pie fight and he did not get covered in all sorts of different coloured pies, raspberry, blackberry, whatever, cream pies. He was totally clean and clear of all the chaos that was going on around him. He had a focus. He just headed off in the direction he needed to go, and he wasn't affected by what was happening around him. And this is what it's like when you live in a 5D state. You might go out in the world, because I pick up on energy very easily, but I do my best to not let it affect me. And I'll go out and I'll go, yep, I'd avoid that person. This doesn't feel good. I'll only go to that circumstance or that outing or that situation for a short period of time. Yep, I can't be here too long. I know when the energy changes and when it's not good for me to be around, but I don't get upset about it. If I have to go to a function and I have to actually be there, I just sit there in my calm state, go into my happy, heart-centered place that I have, and I just function throughout the chaos that is going around, especially the specific topic that is around. It's been around for a couple of years now that people are always talking about. It's always on the news. Turn on the radio to listen to music going somewhere, and they're talking about this specific topic, and I'm like, oh, turn that off. Because it can take me into fear. It can take me into paranoia for those split seconds before I realise what's happening, and then I just let it go. So choosing your activities, choosing the people that you are around, choosing to change your diet, your sleep patterns. Once you make the effort and actually do it, it is possible to live in a fifth dimensional state in this 3D, 4D reality. And you will find that job opportunities, better people will come along that are aligned with how you are thinking. And you will attract the people that you want in your life. That's really important to think about what you want, not what you don't want. Because you can manifest both ways. If you say, I don't want to be fat anymore, right, you're talking about being fat. Even though you said don't, management don't seem to hear don't or not. So if you would say, I want to live a healthier lifestyle and be slimmer, that is a more positive way of wording your affirmation, wording your intention to the way that you can get help and actually manifest what you want in your life. And this is what you start doing when you live in a 5D mentality. is that things just start happening around you because you are creating that reality. You are creating the dynamics that really improve your life in the direction that you want to go, whether it be work-based, creativity, hobby, relationship, family, whatever you want to focus on. That is where your 5D mentality is going to take you. And a lot of people find when they get into 5D mentality is that they're hearing voices in their head, or they feel like there's someone touching them, or, you know, there's things going on in their life that they can't quite cope with. Get on YouTube, talk to people, watch videos about raising your vibration, about spirit guides, angels, archangels, because they are higher vibrational beings that are around us all the time, but they can't help us unless you give them permission. I've got lots of videos on my channel about working with spirit guides. They are real, they are here. Ask them into your life because they will help you be consistent in raising your vibration. And I'm defining the word consistent because sometimes we start thinking, oh yeah, I'll live in a 5D mentality. And then that big fat chocolate cake gets brought out at the party and you think, oh yeah, I'm really going to have some of that. And then you get back onto your sugar addiction. I'm putting my hand up for that because my sugar is my addiction that I have to avoid to stay living in my 5D mentality. If you fall in a hole and you eat that piece of cake, the next day you just go, how do I feel after eating that? Not great. Okay, I need to get back on the way that I need to be living. So when you are in a 5D mentality and living the lifestyle, there is no separation to, I think I've already talked about this in a very roundabout way, there's no separation to the people around you, the environment around you, your spiritual beings that are around you. We are all one. This is my perspective about where we all come from. We all come from one mass consciousness. And we're all these little pockets of one mass consciousness that needs to remember or learn or improve on a particular skill. So we're given these physical bodies to come into this 3D, 4D reality, to expand our consciousness through this physicalness, not just an energy, it's a physicality of having to learn to live in this. So when you can remember that there's no separation and to just adopt that happy, heartfelt acceptance of everyone. You know, they may make choices that you don't believe in, but that's their choice. Nothing to do with you. So don't get caught in the drama. Don't give it space in your head. Keep your physical vessel and your mind just for your own work, your own relationships, your own thoughts, your own sleeping patterns, eating patterns, all that. Because once you start adopting other people's stuff into your personal space, your brain can't cope, your mind can't cope, and neither can your body. So you'll find that when you are living in a 5D mentality, that you make conscious choices guided by your well-being. You don't just choose emotionally to react one way or mentally to react one way. You actually take your time to think about what's the best way to respond to that. And you actually learn to almost step out of your body. It's like having an out-of-body experience while you're awake. It's like you step out of your body and go, what's the best way to respond to this? And this can be within seconds. So instead of just blurting out some hateful thing towards someone and then you go, oh, I shouldn't have said that, and then you feel bad, the person walks away, it's created a situation. You're more aware of the environment, of people, of how you respond, and a better way to create that environment around us that we all want to be living in. Because people that are living in 3D are unaware of this spiritual approach. They're just going about their life, living life the way they always have. They haven't wanted to make change, or they haven't had the opportunity to make change to move into 4D. 4D is where you start wanting change. Your psychic skills start developing. You have that third eye opening where you're feeling change around you, like colours are brighter. You're aware of people's reactions. You may get premonitions. There's a lot of psychic development that happens, or okay, spiritual evolution is what management wants to call it. Okay, we'll go with what they want. There's a lot of spiritual evolution that happens for people when they're in 4D. Now, they can get stuck in that as well. I know so many people that go from course to course to course to course and doing all this different learning, but they don't adopt it into living it as a lifestyle. When you adopt it into becoming part of your lifestyle, it's not something you just do on Tuesdays and Thursdays when you go to meditation. You literally are waking up, living in 5D every day, and you go to sleep living in 5D. All right, it becomes a daily happening. So if we want to round this up into thinking about some of the pointers that you can remember when you're living in 5D, is to just relax. Be non-reactive. Think about your responses before you respond. Look at changing your diet, getting more exercise, thinking about asking your spiritual support network to be with you more often. Practice manifesting. All of these things are going to keep you living in a higher vibrational state and maintaining this 5D mentality. All right, so I hope you have found this an interesting little video today. I will be back soon with more videos. I look forward to talking to you then. Thank you and bye for now.